All right, everyone. Thank you for once again looking at this brand new success story interview. I have Rodrigo here. He's a paisano from Portugal, but the interview will be in English. I want to make sure that everyone knows Rodrigo's story and how he was able to, get his clients as a very special coach. But Rodrigo, I will just throw that back to you, and please share with us who you are, what you do, what's your background, and just go from there.
Right. Okay, so basically I help people to overcome procrastination, right? So mainly entrepreneurs. And basically 3 years ago I started in business. I went all over the place, e-commerce, real estate, Airbnb. I went all over the place. I tried coaching in the beginning, which was my passion, but I couldn't do it, right? Couldn't get any customers or anything like that. Basically, I really struggled with motivation, right? Consistent motivation, like a lot of procrastination, like watching a lot of YouTube and all of that. And even when I succeeded, I still struggled with motivation as well, right? And so I really committed to, okay, I'm going to solve this. I'm going to solve this for myself. I'm going to read books, take courses. I spent all my money on courses about motivation, all that. And then I understood the principles, the factors behind it, right? And I was able to overcome it. And so basically I literally went from like 10 hours of YouTube a day to like 12 hours of work every day, like Sundays, Saturdays, holidays, and basically my life improved like 100,000 times, right? Because, I'm seeing progress, I'm happy, right? Things are moving. And basically my life improved so much. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to help people with this as well, because people don't understand how motivation works, right? People don't understand. It's basically about associating pleasure to doing and pain to not doing, right? So I figured out like incredible like techniques to help people with this. And so basically in the beginning I put like a post on Reddit that went viral, and so I got to help like a ton of people for free, basically, right?
Okay.
But the problem was that after that I was able to get incredible results for them. But the problem was that now I couldn't get anybody's attention. After that I'm like nobody. I'm like, no one can see me, no one knows about me, nothing. And so I was really struggling to get the attention of people and identifying people, attention of people, and basically, yeah, I was really struggling to get customers. And then I found you, and
All right, so let's go back. Okay, so you started.
Happen, right?
Okay, so you started your entrepreneur journey. You went to e-commerce. You went to affiliate marketing. You did affiliate marketing. And Airbnb.
No,
only e-commerce.
Like drop shipping.
Drop shipping, right? Okay. And then you went to like Airbnb.
Amazon, FBA, drop shipping.
Okay. But you have a Airbnb business.
I mean, that worked good. I have, yeah. So yeah, I basically work remotely by living the laptop lifestyle. Like not your lifestyle where you're like changing places every month, but yeah, so I basically work remotely. I manage my Airbnbs remotely here on my laptop. But your passion is coaching. It's that's exactly right. So I wanted to do coaching. I always wanted to do basically education, coaching. I'm very passionate about that. But I couldn't do it. So in a way, kind of that business succeeded, but in a way it's like, well, it's not what I wanted to do. And so basically, I mean, if I could, I started coaching 3 years ago. I trying to, right? And so basically, if I found you 3 years ago, it would be different,
3 years ago, I would not be able to help you.
All that too. Sorry?
3 years ago, I would not be able to help you. I was not the same guy as I am today.
Oh, okay, well.
Okay, it's good. So
yeah.
Airbnb business give you a decent cash flow, but you really want to coach people and help people with Procrastination. You got a few clients for free with your posts on Reddit, and then you're trying to figure out how to get your paying clients, how to reach out to your ideal buyer, how to put all this together, and then we connected, right? I remember how we connected. Actually, it was on Facebook through a post. You were talking about strategy sessions, how you could practice with someone, and then I used that as a hook to connect with you. All right. So we start. We can introduce each other. So my question is, how did you, or why did you decide to accept my help to, find the right path, the right strategy to acquire clients, paying clients?
Well, it was because I was having some calls, but we was like with 15-year-old girls, I was really struggling to find people. I was really struggling with the whole process, right? Especially with identifying the right people, and then I had no idea what to how to build a relation. I really didn't know anything about that, and so basically I was kind of stuck. Okay, I was having some calls here and there, doing some spaghetti marketing, as you call it, right?
Okay.
Just throwing things out there. Nothing, but it wasn't people weren't responding. I think I was probably more the spammy kind of person that that no one wants to talk
Right.
with. And basically I learned a lot just from being sold by you, right? Just that was huge learning experience, because I understood that selling is not some trying to trick people. No, it's actually just building a kind of a friendship, right? Kind of a relationship, and then you ask for the money, right? And I had no idea. That's how sales is all about relationship with people, connection with somebody that you can help, right?
Correct.
For me, it was someone clicks this link, and then it's a percentage of people will click there. But it's not sales is about people, right? It's connecting. So yeah, just being sold by you was
Okay.
it was
Yeah, you're right.
a
So
huge learning experience for me.
It's all about, you're right. It's all about understand the people's needs. And if I have the skill to cover those needs and to turn this person or move from place A to place B into a better position, all I have to do is to get connected, build a relationship, and show, listen, I can help you through A, B, C. And some people say yes, some people say no, right? Okay,
Exactly.
so we start working together, right? And what's the daily process? What's the weekly process? How do I work with you? How is the entire thing?
So basically, I think the thing that I like is that you went very, very specific on where to click, where to, and a lot of people out there. I bought a lot of courses and all that, but people tend to not be that specific on where do I actually click, what's the word, and basically you told me the exact process, and the way I got my client right was using the exact process that you laid out, because I try to kind of do my own thing here and there, but over time I understand that what you're teaching is actually the best way, right? It's actually the best way to get results. And so basically, yes, you showed me from the very beginning, the first day. I think it was like one day we started talking. Next day I was your clients, right? And in that day I started already executing on
Yes.
your process, right? And you kind of over time you kind of developed it a little bit more, and you showed me the from finding the stranger, the avatar, right, the John.
Yeah.
And then to through the funnel, right, until a quick chat and then strategy session, to closing the deal, like dealing with the objections. So
Right.
you even told me, you even helped with the very last step of the objections,
Right.
which I was really struggling with as well. So the entire process there, each step very, very specific. So yeah, I mean, it was exactly what I needed. Exactly.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, Rodrigo. So, all right. So okay, so let me ask you, before, how long were you on your own trying to figure this out? How many months, how many weeks before you actually met me? From the moment you decided to be a coach to the moment you met me.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the question? Okay.
So, I mean, yeah. I don't know exactly the time. Maybe like a few months, I think, of like, you know, of nothing. I mean, nothing really working, Uh, and so I was doing the cold outreach, right? So it's like I help people, and the people are thank you, right? Or I mean, they don't even respond, right? But I was doing like the direct, and so yeah, and for a
A
few
few
months, I think.
months.
I don't know
Okay.
exactly the time, but a few months.
Perfect.
A few months. Right.
So from the moment you start working
Right.
together till the moment you acquire the first paying client, how long was that? How long did it take you?
It was uh, 6 weeks? No.
6 weeks, right?
6
So
weeks?
it's
No.
today is Monday, which is on the 7th week.
But
You acquired last week was six
it doesn't
weeks.
feel like that at all. It doesn't feel like that at all because from the first like weeks, 1 or 2 weeks, you, I mean, I'm asking for the money, right? And the person is like thinking, and I'm like, what? Like the person like actually considering it, because in the beginning it's like you don't believe it, but then the person is thinking and drinking some water and thinking a little bit, and then actually the first guy says right, and but then I think like family something, and then didn't end up doing the
Didn't pay for
payment,
it, right?
but from the first like moment, like I already knew, like, I mean, this is gonna happen, so it's not like I had to, it didn't feel like 6 weeks, right? It felt like from the first call I already know, like, there's this is gonna happen. I know this, and so it's just a matter of when, it's just a matter of
Perfect.
when, and
You
so
feel like, okay, you feel
right.
like once we start implementing the strategy, one does not take you a few months to implement it. You start actually implementing first week. We put a goal inside of 10 to 15 days. You must have at least 1 or 2 strategy sessions, in other words, sales calls, right? So it's direct implementation, to get the people in front of you in the shortest amount of time, in being the highest effective possible. And then you just keep on having calls, right? It's not like you have 1 call a week. In fact, in your case, you are one of my clients. You have more calls than all of my
No.
other clients, 100%. And you have more calls than actually myself. So I was like, man,
Right.
you have to get this done. And now you feel, okay, 6 weeks, you got your
Right.
first paying client. So you're happy because, one, you helping someone else, two, you obviously getting paid doing it. And now 100% that you will have more clients, right? You just need to implement and iterate
I mean, no
and
doubts.
on
Yeah.
optimizing that
I'm
strategy.
right. I have no doubts because I'm doing calls every single day. So even like Sundays, Saturdays, every day, I'm doing calls. I'm doing calls like like early in the morning, and then late and like I'm doing calls all the time, and I think like it's only getting better. I'm only getting like closer to my perfect avatar.
Correct.
Like today, I'm speaking with like people that are just perfect, like my avatar. It's just like exactly who I'm looking for, and so I feel like it's yeah. I mean, in the beginning, I was having like 100 calls with like all sorts of people that were kind of within my avatar,
Yeah,
but were
but
like they
wait,
didn't even almost have internet connection, right?
I'm like,
But I was having
Rodrigo, please
calls, and
start.
I mean, they were interested.
Stop talking with these people, please. Let's make sure we speak with these type of people. Otherwise, Okay, so hey, okay, so okay, perfect, Rodrigo.
Right,
Okay,
right.
excellent, perfect. So right, let me ask you this: if would you recommend me or me to work with someone else? People that are trying to figure out how to, build their business, grow their business,
So
would you recommend?
I think that the process that you teach. I was thinking the other day, like I can use this process start any business in any niche, right? Basically, I mean, if I wanted to start like any business, I'm trying to think like what's a business where like where I wouldn't have sales using this process. I mean, this process basically any niche, right? So like I honestly feel like if you tell like some other niche insurance or something, just give me like a few potential buyers, right?
Correct.
Right.
Perfect. Thank you.
So can you hear that? Can you hear
Yeah.
that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it breaks down, but it is what it is.
Okay.
And let me ask you.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So yeah. So I think.
Tom, sorry, please keep going.
So I mean any business I think would work for this. I mean, especially like the Facebook hunting and farming, I think a little bit more high tickets, and it's perfect. I don't know of a better way to reach people for high ticket for free. And the thing is, this is for free, right? This is like for free, so I'm able to reach anybody I want within any niche and build a relationship with them and have them on a call in like same day or next day, and for free, right? I think this is super powerful. Honestly, like I think this should be taught like in schools or something, you know?
Okay, perfect. Let me ask one of the questions people when they're starting business or trying to figure out, trying to grow business. One of the questions is what type of tools they need to have in place to actually generate, let's say, 5 figures, $10,000 a month consistently. And there are two questions. One, what are the tools if they need all many different things put together in order for those numbers to come in? And two, how long it takes for that to happen? Because obviously based on market perspective, market opinion is one, you need many things, website, webinar, email, follow-up, sales funnels, this and that, all different things put together, make videos, do lives, right? So one, and then people think it takes a lot of time to actually go from a project or struggling business to a consistent revenue business. So I want to ask you is what exactly do you use for your business to, one, be predictable? In other words, you're having calls, you have high chances of closing another client. So what exactly do you use as tools? And the first question actually you answered earlier, said in the 1-2 weeks you're already having calls. So it's fast, but how many tools are you actually using in your business on a daily basis?
Well, how many tools in tools? I mean, I think
tools,
it's like
yeah,
Facebook, right?
Facebook.
And so basically, I have basically no costs. I mean, this is
Zoom.
so basic, so simple. And Zoom, okay, Zoom, right?
And
Zoom.
and Stripe.
It's Facebook and Zoom, and that's it. Exactly.
You want to get paid, right?
Oh, that's it. I mean, those are the three things that you actually need, right? Everything else is like you could cut it, and so that's very interesting how that's actually funny because I have like a huge bills of like all these softwares, and I'm looking at them and I'm like, what am I doing paying all of these softwares, right? I don't use any of them. I don't need them.
Yeah,
I don't need
correct.
them.
Yeah,
I'm going to cut hundreds of
right.
Right.
I keep on saying, yeah, you're right. $10,000. From a coaching consulting business, consistently, you need a social platform. We need a software to connect with people. That's Zoom, to do your calls. And we need a way to charge the person, right? So Stripe is one, you can use another ones. And that's it. You need a person to buy your service. And the formula is put together. And it does not take, build this, build that, put all this together, which is one of the things that many people are starting their business kind of are stuck on it. and yeah, it's just that's what you need. Obviously, as you grow your business and you
And I
start to
love
slowly
that.
automate the process, we're not talking about, no, $10,000 weeks, grow your scale your business to 6 figures. Yes, obviously you want to start to automate processes, but for a coaching business, consulting business, to
Right.
get those 10 grand a month, you need those things. And actually pay for software, which is Zoom, costs you $14 a month, because any credit card process software
Mm.
is free. Facebook is free. Your calendar, you can use Google Calendar. That's it. Minimum cost.
Yes, and that's very cool. And also like the things you need to do are also very simple. I know a lot of people try to do all sorts of things, but what I found is that like even if I just focus on one thing, right? Just one thing, and spend my whole day on it. Next, I can't. I have so many calls. Like I don't even have time for so many calls. You know,
And
and
I
so
guess
and that has that has been like a huge breakthrough for me. The idea of is exactly just simplifying. You use this strategy and that's all you do. You don't try to like do all sorts of things, because my calendar, a lot of times my calendar before was like do this and then do that and then do that and then do that, like 20 things, and now it's one. Now can be just one thing in my calendar, and and I mean that's it. I mean that's how people come in, and that's how you know sales are closed, right?
let me ask you this, Rodrigo. You said yes, you recommend me to work with other people, and you said earlier you spoke about Facebook. Now, I teach you Facebook hunting and farming, which obviously I learned from through my experience and by working with successful coaches as well. But I use Facebook hunting and farming with a very specific concept, which is mirroring, right? So, in fact, mirroring is the
Mm-hmm.
core
Mm-hmm.
concept of the entire strategy, from the first comment, the first interaction with someone until you closing that person as a client. The entire process is with mirroring. So I want you to use in your own words
Right.
what is mirroring, because people ask me what is that. So how do you use that in your business, Rodrigo, to
Mm.
attract the person is your
So
ideal client, and to close that person, build a relationship and close the person into a client, paying client?
right. Yeah, so in my perspective, mirroring, I actually learned this the best by doing our first call together, our first call, and the strategy session as well, where I felt like you were inside my own head, right? I felt like, I felt like you understood me completely, and and I think that was because of mirroring, because you are uh, basically you're using the same concepts that I'm using. So there's like a serious connection there, right? So if I'm talking about, uh, Facebook hunting and farm, you're talking about that term as well, right? And so this kind of connects me. Like I feel like I'm understood, and I feel like it's basically a way to create like massive empathy with the person, like the person just connects with you so easily, because that's all you need. I need
Right.
my avatar to connect with me, to connect with me in like in an emotional level, like a relationship. A sort of relationship happens there, and sometimes you feel like there's a little bit disconnection, right? Especially when people are trying to sell me something, there's a disconnection. Like there's my world and there's their world.
Right.
But when the things become like it's we're like we're in the same world. I think that happens because of mirroring, because we're using the same concepts and we're talking about the same thing.
Using the
And
same
so that's
words, you play with the
yeah,
emojis.
that's kind of my perspective. Right, right, right. So that's kind of my perspective. Very powerful, very powerful,
Okay, perfect.
very
Thank you
very
very
powerful.
much, Rodrigo, down there, for all of your insights and sharing your experience working with me. Let me ask you, we're almost finishing, but if someone have spoken with me already, okay, and for some reason did not move in, is thinking about or is looking at finances, looking
Mm.
at the time needed, looking at whatever resource is, or whatever the blockage is there for that person, what would you say to move in, and why would they move in? Why they must move in?
Well, if they are struggling with the process of since identifying a potential buyer to receiving the payment, right? If they're struggling with that process, if that's not like flowing like flawlessly, I think I mean what you teach is is basically perfect, right? So I mean, in my situation, like if I mean, for example, I dropped out of university and then went through like a whole coaster of like stuff. I wish I like had like saved money then bought your thing, right? So that's what I wish I have done like in the beginning, you know,
Right.
I'm looking back and I'm like, man, like if you were a little bit smarter, right, you could like hire someone who really knows to do this process because you really know this because you're doing this really well, right? And so you really know what you're doing, and so basically, I mean, I wish I had the intelligence, right, when I started in business to hire you or someone like you, right? And I think I think you're, I mean, you know what you're talking about, you know.
Thank you,
I
man.
haven't,
Thank you.
I mean, haven't met, you know, especially like this, especially like the, for me, it was like the specifics, you know, the specifics of, because people talk about this, but in a vague way. It's very rare to see someone, you know, someone on the screen, my screen, right? On my screen, telling me, you know, oh, that's not how you do it, right? I mean, how many times would I have to do that to understand that that's not how I do it, you know? And so, or what's the best way? Maybe I do it right, but maybe there's a way that's like works much better, you know? And it's kind of, once I understand what you're teaching and see how it works, it's fun. It's like hilarious to see all these people doing things that they're like so like doesn't work, you know, but they just keep doing it every day, and basically they're wasting their time, right? Basically they're
It's
wasting
true,
their
true.
time.
That was myself
And
back in the
so
days as well.
yeah, me as well, I mean. and so I think, I mean, I think if the process of identifying the person, building a connection, and then asking for the money or receiving the money, if it's not flawless, it doesn't work like clockwork, right? Consistently every day, they should talk to you, right? They should talk to you, and
Thank you, man.
I mean, they should buy your stuff, right?
Thank you, Rodrigo.
I
Okay,
really believe that.
all right. Let me ask you, what would you, nothing related to, you know, me or my coaching services, you as a coach and overall entrepreneur, because I've been an entrepreneur for 3 years already, what would you tell to other people, entrepreneurs, business owners, coaches, consultants? What would you tell? What is your best advice for them?
I think my best advice, and I'm just thinking like, man, I wish someone told me this, you know. And my best advice is do not learn by your trial and error. Don't do that. It's just so stupid. You're gonna waste so much money, so much time. Because this is, I mean, sometimes, I mean, oh man, I just wish I knew this. Don't, I mean, get someone else that knows what they're doing, and get them, you know, looking over your shoulders and telling you you're doing this wrong, you're doing this right. Otherwise, you're gonna waste so much money, so much time, so much, like you literally waste years, right? And I think like hiring the right person can like save you like decades of life, right? I mean, you know, it's just like you're struggling, and then you hire someone, and then the person tells you, you know, it's not that you suck, it's just that you're doing this thing wrong, and then you do that, and then boom, happens, you know.
Right.
And so like even in life, right? Even in life, like to gain muscle and whatever, like I'm gonna hire a coach now after my experience, right? I'm gonna hire a coach because I know like why am I trying to all these different. I mean, I'm just gonna hire somebody
Right.
who has done it, and not only who has done it, but who his life is about helping people to do this. And so this person is like a master at this. And because it's like, especially like one-on-one coaching, it's like you have to have results for the
Right.
person, right? You
Right.
have to. I mean, there's no like I'm just gonna quit on this person, right? And so I think the best advice would be to hire somebody who really knows. And the thing is, like, the price I would save, if I mean, if I wouldn't have money, I would save and I would buy, because I think that would be my best advice, honestly.
Perfect. Perfect. You know, I
Yeah.
agree with you. One of the things I say for myself, every time I want to learn something new and fast, I look for a coach. And every time I want to make some strong decision in my life, I have a very small circle of people that are smart, have lived more than me, know more than me. So I'll always say, hey, listen, this is the scenario. What is your best perspective? So since I decided to look at the next steps, talking about the real important steps, always ask for someone that knows, has been there. And if I need to hire a coach, I will find a
Yeah.
way to hire a coach. That's it. What do I look for? Is I look for someone that, one,
Exactly.
is doing for others, like you said, very well. And two, so that means there's a tracking record. And two, I can resonate with, I feel comfortable with, because I know we'll be spending quite a lot of time together. I mean, if you look at me and you, our calls sometimes go over an hour. So if I don't like you, or you don't like me, that would be right, a very painful hour. But if you resonate with the other person, then you actually learn, have fun, enjoy, and you'll have results. Perfect, Rodrigo. That was really good. All right, before you go,
and
yes,
and
please.
also I think, let me just tell you let me let me just tell you this. I think also something very valuable about a, a coach, especially business coach. Oh, no, I mean all types of coaches, is that when you're inside your own like problems, you can be like wrapped up in all sorts of emotions, right? And that makes you like make really irrational
It's
decisions.
true.
Like for me in my business, like I jumped around so many times, and and it was like that was a pretty stupid, like for example, I'm doing like something for 2 days and I'm like, oh, it doesn't work, I have to change my whole like if I didn't work with you, I am telling you, like I would have changed my business 10 times, right? And nothing would have worked. And that's irrational, but from my perspective it makes sense, because I'm all wrapped, like all uncertainty and all emotions going on. And so having someone to give you that certainty and that emotional support, right? And tell you, no, it's fine, you're doing right. That's so valuable. That's so valuable, you know? So I think also
Yeah, yeah.
also that emotional support is very valuable with a coach,
I
right?
remember when you wanted to do this, and then I say, Rodrigo, I say, "What you can do, you can do, but don't use more than 10% of your time, or to go and do something different. Stick with this because you'll do well. And I just need to tweak here, correct there, and you'll be fine." Perfect. Listen, if someone is looking for help with procrastination around business, around whatever, exercise, health, fitness, business, life in general, self-growth, right? And you are a ninja with procrastination. I know the way you work and your strategy is very fast. You can just quick click that brain around, and then suddenly the person goes from doing nothing, just keep on watching YouTube videos all day long, or just holding on to actually putting the work, to certainly that in work mode. And you just don't work on a mind side, you actually work on operation of the things as well. So if it's a business, you actually help them as well on not just in the mind, you put the mind together with the tactics, business tactics, or whatever the subject is. So if someone is looking for that type of unique service, because my network is decently big, where can they find you?
So they can go, I mean, they can check my Facebook profile, or they can go to my website, rodrigodesilva.net. And yeah, it has you said, like it's yeah, it's all about because people kind of go like that down spiral where they're just like super like things are slow, nothing, like life is boring. But it's impressive, like, and I'm shocked at this with my clients, right? I'm shocked at how fast someone can go from like watching 10 hours of YouTube a day to like working all the time, right? It's kind of a feedback loop, right? Where the more it's like it's the winner effect, where the more you win, the more you want to win, and so the more
Yeah,
you win, so the more you want to win, and
correct.
so it's crazy how fast someone can go can transform their lives like that. And I've seen people like in the worst situations, like they were suicidal because of this for years, you know, in 1 week, only 1 week, right? Bam, they're complete, like they're on, you know, life is like moving really fast now. And so yeah, that's what I help people with, and they
Good man.
should they should reach out. Yeah.
All right, guys. So first, no, Rodrigo da Silva.net. Perfect. I will tag you as well on the interview so they can easily find you on Facebook. Rodrigo, listen, man, thank you very much for all, you know, for your feedback and your story. Like I said, you do work very hard and you do follow my instructions, and you do. I'm very impressed with the amount of, you know, first call and second call you have. You have a lot more than me and a lot more than any of my other clients. So actually, anyone in my network, my inner circle, my clients, you can reach you out, because I don't know, you're unbelievable on how many calls you actually get in, and your number of clients consistently from now on is all about the objections. It's all about the objections, how to overcome the financial side, how to overcome because you're dealing with people with procrastination, right? Which is, it is to make decision now is the opposite of procrastination, right? Action decision now, you have to work a little bit more than majority of the other niches, because you're talking about, you know, converting that thing right on the sales call. So we should be higher. That's why you keep on working those angles. So well done. I know you have a follow-up call or a pre-sold guest already, a second one. So, you know, this is got to just build up from now on. So well,
I have a bunch of. I mean, I have
good
a
job,
bunch
man.
of them in the line, right, in the funnel.
Well done,
Right.
Rodrigo. So thank you very much, man. And yeah, that was phenomenal. Thank you for your time.
No problem.